That's Mitch with an M, like got Mitch Marketing on Facebook.
Yeah, Mitch, not bitch.
Right. Oh, hey, I don't care how my ex-girlfriend's daughter has my name programmed in her phone. My name is not bitch.
Nice.
Are you gonna drive the entire time during this podcast?
I mean, why wouldn't I?
I don't know, because we are a professional podcast with tens of listeners.
Well, I'll give you my Venmo in a minute.
Nice.
All right, this is the Gag On This podcast. I am Big Nick. I'm joined always by my Portuguese lover, that is Rob.
Hello.
Joined by the Italian stallion, that is Danny T.
What?
Oh, wow. Yeah, you are fucking not awake.
What do you want from me? I'm here.
We're joined by the Sacramento Poet Laureate, that is Sharon.
What's going on?
And we got none other than the great, hilarious Mitch goddamn Valentine.
Woo!
Woo!
Is that all you got for an introduction?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much everybody's introduction. Like, fine. We have someone who's programmed under Bitch Valentine. Mitch Valentine, everybody.
No, that's not gonna work for me. You're dropping curse words. You're saying GD. You're calling me the B word. Come on. You know what I'm gonna do, guys? This is the first podcast I've ever done where I'm not gonna cuss. You guys ready?
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope you don't expect the same for us.
Yeah, you guys cuss all you want, but I'm just letting you guys know I'm gonna give you guys the greatest podcast in the history of Gag On This podcast, and I'm not even gonna curse one time.
Wow.
We appreciate your time while you drive. You know, glad you're putting in a lot of effort.
Are you holding your phone, Mitch, while you're driving?
Yeah.
Well, brother, I mean, is this something that people don't do, or
no?
Touche.
I've been going on Facebook Live in my car while driving. I hopped on the freeway on Facebook Live yesterday.
All right. Okay.
I'm a history maker, guys. This is Mitch Valentine. Let me give my own introduction. Okay?
There you go. Here we go.
So I am a professional wrestler. I am a stand-up comedian. I am a podcaster. I am considered by some the best-looking man of all time. Considered by others the heartbreaker. Applause break. Considered, at Heartbreaker MV on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Mitch Valentine. Hello.
Wow. Woo!
I give that up. There you go.
By the way, Danny, I could see the cat in the mirror was like clawing at something.
What do you want? Quit looking at me. Look at our guest's arm while he drives.
All right, Mitch, where do you reside at?
Currently reside in Chico, California.
Oh, okay.
How's the we had Dylan on. How's the comedy scene up there?
Well, just like excuse me, just like every scene right now. I mean, it's zoomy.
That's way to put it.
We did a backyard show at Jake McCowan's. Jake McCowan promoted. Danny, you know Jake McCowan, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Jake McCowan promoted a backyard comedy show. About 15 people showed up. And sorry, guys, I'm a little parched. I need a cold beverage. So,
take this into like a 7-Eleven as well.
I'm actually going to stop at this AM PM. Is that cool?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, I'm literally gagging on this podcast right now. Okay. So yeah, the scene's just, it's just pretty Zoom. I mean, I've been discovering Zoom the last couple of weeks. I love it. I mean, straight up. I mean, we can talk to people from all over the world. I think it's pretty cool. And hopefully we get a show going maybe in July. I don't know, guys.
How's your feeling towards Zoom? I mean, because we get a lot of comedians here that come up and say they don't like the feeling of Zoom because of, you're not next to you're not in a centralized area where people are at, or even just the stage itself is kind of ridiculous. How do you feel about it?
I need a cold drink. Okay, I need a mocktail or perhaps a something. So how do I feel about Zoom? Okay, so I've only done it 4 or 5 times. I've got a mic tomorrow morning. I like it because you're not dealing with the locals and you're not dealing with the same regulars. You're dealing with people that have never seen your face and they've never heard your voice and they've never heard your material or my Mitch-terial. So I like it a lot, and I want to promote a show on Zoom. And what is this guy doing, man? Okay, so I want to promote a show on Zoom, guys. I want to do that as soon as possible.
Okay.
What's holding you back?
I don't have a laptop.
Oh, well, yeah. That'll do it.
That's true.
I'm so like, if he encounters protests, this will be the best podcast ever.
Is there anything going on like that up there?
I'm just so distracted. Like, you need to park your car, man. Go into AMPM, get a fucking beverage, park your car, and participate.
Oh,
go.
Man.
Wow.
Okay, guys, I'm 5 minutes away from my house, so I will bring you into my house. I'll be a good host. But just give me about 5 minutes. I'm gonna cough a few more times. Okay, so the protest, guys. What do you guys think of the protests?
You keep cutting out. I think we lost him.
How many words you got? Where you at? You're frozen.
Did we lose you?
Oh, you're back now.
Or anybody? Okay. Well, I'm back, and I'm just asking you guys what you guys, excuse me, what you guys think of the protests.
The protests are great. The looting sucks.
Jesus.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys.
What the fuck?
I need a cold drink. Have I said that? Did I express my desire for a cold beverage yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now Danny's gonna rub it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good Gatorade.
I was at a protest last night, guys. It was very peaceful. We marched around and we said, he said he couldn't breathe. He could not breathe. And then we were like, what else do we say? We were like, no justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. And the best part was that we were right in front of the police station, and the cops were standing out there, all 10 of them. And
all 10 of them?
All 10 of them, just ready, they were just ready to pull out their AKs. And we marched around in a circle, and then we marched right up to the police station, and we all took a knee. There was about, I don't want to reveal the numbers, but there was a good amount of people, a very large amount of people. And we all took a knee, and we were like, take a knee, take a knee. We're just yelling at the cops to take a knee, and they just stood there with their thumbs up their butts.
Oh, well.
Notice I didn't cuss?
Yeah.
I don't think I could go a podcast without cussing. Like, I would actively have to stop mid-sentence and find a synonym for, like, fuck or jizz or cunt.
Is jizz a bad word?
Yeah, well, you can't say it on cable, so I'm assuming jizz is.
Okay.
Really?
I don't think, I would have heard it on 2.5 Men by now, I'm sure.
Great show.
Probably.
Like, my towel is covered in jizz.
So, Mitch, you run a podcast? What's that about?
Oh, man. So I've been in the podcasting world, for a little over 4 years now. And, yeah, I've done my own podcast, 45 episodes of the first season. The first season was 45 episodes and 4 years long.
What's it called?
And I just kind of made it like a storytelling podcast where I'd interview a comedian or a pro wrestler or a musician or, basically those three. and I would just kind of tell their story. You know, I'd try to keep it about an hour, and I'd want to hear about how they grew up and what got them into what they're into and what they've done since they've been into it. And now the Mitch Please podcast is exclusively available on Anchor, and it's a Mitch Please 2. It's the second season. I got it called Mitch Please 2, inspired by the Dr. Dre, Eminem, Ice Cube, and Exhibit Mitch Please, or you know, they use the other word. And and yeah, I'm gonna keep that one about 20 to 30 minutes, and I'm just gonna kind of shoot from the hip on just whatever I feel like shooting on.
Okay. That's what's up.
And I dropped the first episode like 2 days ago, man. It's up on Anchor. It's Mitch Please. It's called Change. The first episode of the season 2 is called Change, and yeah, check it out if you want.
Okay.
Exclusively on Anchor?
Yes, sir.
Season 1 as well, or just season 2?
No, just season 2, man. Season 1 is actually available at youtube.com/themitchvalentine. And I was trying other things like Castbox and SoundCloud, and I just never got into the iTunes. I'm 32 and a half, guys. I'm not super technologically advanced. So, yeah, I just do what I can.
Do people after the age of 30 still do the and a half?
Oh, yeah. I'm celebrating my half birthday on the 17th of June.
All right.
Okay.
What'd you get me?
Not a fucking thing.
We got you an appearance on this podcast. Bitch, what?
I appreciate it.
So I do want to, how close are you to your house?
Just parked.
Okay, good. Now we're going to have to hear all the sounds.
Hold on. You guys want to talk among yourselves while I gather my items?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
I'm going to mute myself. You guys have a wonderful conversation. I'll see you in about a minute and a half, too.
Okay. Cool.
Mm.
So
We'll just sing songs to each other.
Oh, sing to me, Rob. Sing.
My Lord.
it's funny. I thought the same song, Nick. I thought the same song.
I wonder what's inside your butthole.
I wonder what's inside your
Stop
butthole.
it. Stop.
I always want to know.
Maybe it's an astronaut. Maybe it's an alien. I wonder what's inside your butthole.
Inside your butthole.
I know what's inside your guys. It's just a bunch of cum.
Should we do? Should we do like a row your boat kind of thing?
Sure.
Like I'll start. I wonder what's inside, and then
Coming our ass.
No, and then when I
you
get
say
to
inside, I'll do. Yeah, we're harmonized. Go.
Okay.
All right.
I wonder what's inside your butthole.
I wonder what's inside your butthole.
I wonder what's inside your butthole. You're supposed to keep going.
I wonder what's inside.
It's too late now.
Yeah,
We're never gonna make it as a group.
Know.
I wonder if we can. All right,
I wonder what's inside. Wonder what's inside your butthole.
No, you fucked it
Fine.
all up.
Let's try the row your boat. Okay. Let's see if we can even fucking do that. The easiest of them. Row your boat gently down the stream.
Hold up.
Row
Nick,
your butthole gently down
Oh
the
my
stream.
God.
Merrily.
We're never gonna make it on Pitch Perfect.
Fuck no.
No.
Well, then we got fucking Sharon over here that just has no internet either.
Yeah, Sharon, you're cutting out.
He sounds like a fucking Cylon from the first Star Galactica.
He sounds like he's. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. I'll just.
We have
keep it.
this podcast has gone off the fucking rails completely, guys. Like I'm trying to put it into like a little nice, neat little box, but you know what? Fuck the box. It's gone.
Who needs a box?
You got
What's
a
in the
podcast
box?
outside the box. Podcast outside the box, guys. I'm back. Thank you for holding. Got myself, check this out. A little bit of the bubbly.
I can't even deal with this guy. Oh my god.
Not many people can.
I know.
Oh, now he's getting naked.
Oh,
he's getting
now he's
naked.
getting
Oh,
naked.
shit.
Oh, damn
it. There goes our YouTube. Oh,
Fucking
fuck.
A. I was so excited for a second. Take it all off.
What's that tat you got right there? Is that all right. Is that
It's
part
for
of your
Jesus.
wrestling thing?
No, I actually got that after my last show. I'm actually going to see a fellow aspiring comedian named Exploso at the end of June, man. He's going to fix me up on my quarter sleeve tat because my tattoo could be a whole podcast.
Okay.
Is it because there's just so many elements in it?
Dude, my tattoo is like my life, man. I've made a lot of mistakes, bro.
That's the best way to talk about something that's permanent on your body.
I mean, permanent?
Permanent?
All right. So.
I have about 5 pages of Mitch jokes whenever you're ready.
Go.
Mitch jokes like just about you or just about the word Mitch?
Both.
All right, let's hear one. Drop one.
All right. Well, it's great to be here on the Gag On This podcast. You know what, guys? I am the son of a Mitch. And, I'm actually just a basic Mitch.
Okay.
Is that a pun?
Well, you see you see these bouncers? You see these things bouncing right here?
I feel like I'm watching Blair Witch Project, man.
Blair Mitch
Project?
Yeah. There you can go.
Fuck me.
Open that one up.
All right,
guys, these things bounce.
I'd rather you swear than use puns, God damn it.
Well, hold on. If I could just finish my statement, Mitch. These things bounce.
Yeah, take your shirt off.
Do I have any guesses what these bouncers are?
No.
Your
like
tits?
the size?
Mitch tits, guys. Come on.
Tits.
Mitch tits.
Now I'm gonna hit you with resting Mitch face.
So scary. So scary.
All right. Let's all bring it. Let's put it together in a nice little box, guys. Let's bring it back. Shove it in here. Let's talk about Pro Champion Entertainment.
Ooh.
Is that
Pro Championship?
Oh yes, sorry. Pro Champion Mitch. Mic drop.
Pretty much.
Get the fuck out.
Come on, guys. That was fucking
Pretty
amazing.
much.
Fuck
That
you
was.
But
that's
that's your company, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is it exactly for the audience?
Oh, it's a great question. I'm really glad you asked. So, Pro Championship Entertainment was created through Pro Championship Wrestling, which is actually tatted on my calf, a PCW. Excuse me.
Wait, was that
was
that a gag?
Quite a while.
What was that? Were you about to vomit?
I told you, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, he's gonna vomit.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't vomit on your podcast.
No, for the Mitch.
Oh goddamn! All right.
So yeah, guys, PCE at PCE since 2015. Pro Championship Entertainment was created through Pro Championship Wrestling, and basically how this happened was, I was there for over a decade, and I was in a storyline with my wrestling trainer, MPT. Mr. Primetime, and he was the champion, the heavyweight champion, and he was the wrestler, right? He was like the straight up been to Japan. He's the wrestler. He's the everything. And here I am, the young, really talented and handsome heartbreaker Mitch Valentine. And I'm the entertainer.
Oh,
so we're competing for the championship. We're building up to the big match, and it's wrestler MPT versus entertainer Valentine. So once I, of course, beat him for the championship and was the champion, I said, you know what? Pro Championship Wrestling is dead. Welcome to Pro Championship Entertainment. And from there, I hurt myself and left. But I kept PCE a thing. I started doing comedy shows with the under the PCE banner, which is right here. Literal, the PCE banner. And I started doing a variety show. I've done over 20 events so far.
Okay.
With comedy or wrestling?
With Pro Championship Entertainment. So we took the Pro Championship Entertainment name that was created through a wrestling storyline, and I made it my own company. And I made it basically a comedy show, but I mean, I've also had musicians, and I'm open to basically what it is it's professionals who are champions who entertain.
Okay. All right.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Now, you said storyline. I'm curious, how do these storylines come about?
Well, it depends on the storyline, right? I mean, basically, if you're talking just about PCW, you know, PCW has been around since 1999. You know, it was created as a high school senior project from my wrestling trainer, MPT, as previously mentioned. And from there, it just grew. And I hopped in about 2006, and I started training. And it just started developing into myself, my wrestling trainer, and another guy who basically started the whole PCW organization. And we would basically collab as like a tripod, you know, the three of us, and we would really create all the storylines that, you know, for the most of the time I was there.
Oh.
Now, when it comes to the storyline, are you guys familiar with like the whole history of wrestling? Because like if you listen to Jim Cornette's podcast, he talks about, you know, the double cross and like all this shit.
No.
Dude, what's that?
I said I am. I'm totally down with, you know, the wrestling shit. I have no idea. What are you talking about? Aren't they like soap operas?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like soap operas, right?
For guys.
Yeah.
I would say that it's athletic acting. So we're definitely putting on a performance. We're definitely acting, you know, using our facial expressions, you know, putting on a performance.
You're being dramatic.
Yeah, but we're also like I have 2 separated shoulders, a bum knee, and at least 5 concussions. So I mean, we're putting our body through abuse, you know, is what we're doing while we're entertaining and putting on a dramatic or theatrical type performance.
Yeah, I don't think it's fake. I think it's I think you guys are, you know, retarded to be doing that, and you guys are gonna get hurt.
Jesus Christ,
you guys are gonna get hurt. Like you're just gonna get hurt.
I've ever heard you sound like a real mother.
Seriously. Just come out of nowhere.
That's even funnier.
Just is what it is.
Coming out the woodwork with that one.
That was good. No, I mean, you have a point, Danny. Like straight up, because like, okay, here's how it works, guys. If you've never had a pro wrestler on your podcast before, I'll break it down as quick as I can. I know we're on a time schedule.
We have, but okay.
Oh, you have? Who?
Yeah. Zach Amico? I mean, he wrestles, right?
He's in New York, yeah.
He's in New York.
Okay, I've never heard of him, but that's awesome. Yeah. Damn, I thought I was the first. Well, I'm probably
son of a bitch.
But you're our local favorite. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wow, he did not believe that at all, Danny. He's like, well.
All right, you're our first, Mitch. Please tell us.
I don't know if
I know, it just sounds so damn fake now.
How long have you been doing comedy?
No, and yeah, now I'm a little emotional.
Oh my God, stop it.
Don't have a Mitch fit.
Oh, that was good, Nick. That was good.
There you go.
No, guys, I'm not going to Mitch behave or anything.
Are you a babyface or a heel?
Can you guess?
Heel. I'm going to say heel.
Good guess.
Danny, that's babyface is a good person. Heel is a bad person.
Oh, I would have assumed that.
Oh.
Like, you know.
Sorry.
I've got that face.
Yeah,
I've got that face that you just want to smack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just Mitch slap me, you know?
Mitch slap me.
Now, Mitch, you can see all of us, right?
Oh, now I can.
Okay.
Yep.
Go around and say who would be the heel and who would be the baby face, just based on our looks.
You guys all look like heels.
How about this?
I mean,
Danny could be a manager. I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah, I'm bossy.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Clearly
Yeah, I mean,
no, they're all baby faces.
Yeah.
I'd probably be the only heel. They're all, they're
I'm-
all little Mitches.
I mean, I could see Danny being. No, I could see Danny. I could see Danny being a babyface because I think people could definitely feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just because every douche like you, it's cool. It's cool.
Every douche.
Yeah. Every douche just like you.
That's right. I'll clean you up. That's what I am. I'm a cleaner.
Get that mistreatment.
Yeah, no.
Very mistreated here.
So how do you feel about the guy Superhuman? Do you know who that is?
Oh my gosh.
That guy is that the Juggalo guy?
Yes.
Yes, that guy's hilarious.
Dylan Collins' favorite wrestler.
Oh, yeah, really?
Sharon or Danny, do you know who we're talking about with Superhuman?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All the
He's,
juggalos and juggalettes. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, if you okay, so obviously he's got a lot of attention, but any promotion that uses that guy, I mean, he's clearly on SSI. And anybody that would allow that guy to get into a ring and physically harm himself, they're waiting for a lawsuit, if you really think about it.
Is he an actual wrestler, though? I think he's just a nut in the backyard.
I know there has been some wrestling companies that have booked him, you know, like
oh shit.
You know, guy like what's his name? Nutty what does Cornette call him? Jelly Nutella?
Oh.
If you can't afford to pay for Hornswoggle, you get this guy. He looks like a big angry dwarf that just like a lawn gnome that just grew.
A lawn gnome that just grew?
Yeah. He doesn't look like a big scary guy. Big tubby kid.
You know what he reminds me of? He actually reminds me of me at like 15 when I would film myself jumping off ladders into like, you know, big pieces of wood and hurting myself doing like jackass stunts. That's what he reminds me of.
So you're
like
jealous.
A 13-year-old kid that's just hurting himself in his backyard, and you know, he just, you know, in this era that blows up.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, it does. Oh man, what do you think about backyard wrestling?
Depends on the backyard wrestling. There's a couple different kinds, you know what I mean? Like you can be, you're playing around on a trampoline or on some mattresses and we're just kind of playing around and just, you know, not getting crazy and really trying to potentially hurt ourselves. And then there's the backyard wrestling where they think they're wrestlers and they actually try to make it like it's a show and they actually try to have a crowd there and they, you know, and they're not trained. It's like, okay, it's like if there's a fire, would you want a trained firefighter to put out the fire or just maybe someone that's, you know, seen it on TV and they think they can do it?
This guy lives next to Paradise. He knows.
I would
You're damn right.
Yeah. For sure.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I'm from Paradise, guys. I didn't lose my house in the fire, but I lost my job and I lost a lot of childhood homes and schools. And
have they rebuilt it at all?
It's going to be a long time, dude.
Sure. But they are planning on it. They're not just going to abandon it or anything, are they?
No, they put in a lot of work, and then, you know, the 2020 happened.
Yeah.
That's all you need to say. You're like, I was going to college, but, you know, 2020. I mean.
That should be a shirt. Instead of shit happened, 2020 happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
I'll make that shirt.
Fuck, I had a question. God damn it. Oh, yeah. So as Danny mentioned, we had Zach Amico on who does wrestling. He took a fluorescent light bulb to the head as well as a bat wrapped in barbed wire. What crazy things have you done?
Well, I hope he got paid a lot of money.
Doubt it.
Doubt it.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Some of the craziest stuff I've done is probably at the after party. But in the ring, honestly, guys, like in 2009, like they filmed at one of our parties and it ended up on True TV's Most Daring. Not my proudest moment, but I am definitely the star of the video. And you can find it on YouTube if you so like. I was 21 years old. It was Cinco de Mayo 09. And you can see me just getting assaulted and assaulting myself and just having a good old time.
Really? That this exists?
And I got paid. This exists, and the most important part, I got paid $1,000.
Nice.
So
by
and
True TV?
I was on True TV. Yes, sir. I wanted more, but the other guys in the video were really hesitant to let it happen, so they all got like 500, and I got 1,000. But man, if we would have capitalized on it sooner, we would have got more money. So I still kind of hold a grudge, but you know, I'm a forgiving guy.
No, there. You
know, the wrestling business is yeah. Oh, True TV was?
Yeah, it was called Court TV a long time ago.
That's
probably before you were born.
OJ trial and all that shit on there and all that nonsense. But sorry, I cut you off.
Nice. No, I'm sorry if I cut you off. Nice to have ties to OJ Simpson, I guess. I don't know. It's weird.
Now, what were you saying?
Yeah. But yeah, go. Oh, the craziest stuff that happened in the ring. For me, I separated my shoulder in Modesto at the Fat Cat. That hurt. And I did a cage match in Oroville. And I was basically I Mick Foley'd it, you know what I mean? I was on top of the cage and I went flying off to the floor through a table. And
was that planned?
Let's see. Yeah, I wanted it bad. I love Mick Foley.
Yeah.
And I did a tables, ladders, and chairs match where I was, you know, going through tables. I've been through quite a few tables, but always a smart bump. It looks good. The crowd goes crazy for it, and it's always, you know, towards the end of the match usually. And then one of my most proudest like bumps, you know, is like my championship match with MPT, where him and my other mentor Rick Luxury were like, bro, I'm like, guys, I want to take a backdrop on the floor, like just straight up. I'll come running and I'll take a big back body drop. And my two mentors, man, the guys that have been wrestling 10 times as long as me, said, dude, don't do it. You're going to break your tailbone. I said, no, I can do this, man. This is my bump. And I did it. And dude, it was so loud and I was fine. I mean, it hurt, but that's like my proudest bump just because how clean it was and how my mentors doubted me, dude. And I was like, nailed it.
Now, one thing I remember when I watched a documentary on wrestling is, aside from the bumps, a lot of people don't realize the actual athleticism and cardio that goes into being a wrestler.
100%.
100%. Because I remember Vader, who's this big, fat fuck of it. Well, hell, Yokozuna. Yokozuna is just huge. And when you actually hear people talk about the cardio, you're like, well, if Yokozuna can do it, I can do it. But apparently that's not the case because Yokozuna was a cardio fucking master for being a fat ass.
I don't know. I never wrestled him, but I know his family. You know.
Wait, what? You know his family?
Yeah, he's in that Samoan dynasty, man. The Fatus and the Inois. He's actually Samoan. He's not Japanese. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know he was part of that dynasty. Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah. You know, a little education here. That's what I do, man. I'm happy to do it.
Drop some wrestling knowledge.
Yeah, I have a lot of it. And what was your question?
I have no idea.
Cardio.
Yeah, cardio.
That guy is being in shape.
Dude, okay. So my first day of wrestling, this is what separates a actual wrestling school from doing backyard stuff, if you guys are wondering. So my first day of wrestling school, my MPT was in Japan. So I was put through my first session by a guy named AJ Kirsch. He's Broseph Joe Brody at Hood Slam. He's the Rock the Promo champion. He's been on Tough Enough, Dating Naked, on and on and on. And he put me through my first day of training. And Brian Cage was also there. I trained with Brian Cage. I've wrestled Brian Cage. He's now in AEW. And he's from Chico. And our first day, man, I did like 100 push-ups or whatever, 200 push-ups, 200 squats, wall sits, jumping jacks. And then we ran 2 miles, and now we can get in the ring. You know, like that's how a real wrestling school will run it. Because if you're not in shape enough to do 200 push-ups and squats and all that crap in the run, then you don't belong in the ring. Like
that makes me think of guys like King Kong Bundy or Uncle Elmer and all those guys. And it's like, how the fuck do they do it? or fucking
Don't know.
I don't know.
They have a look. Like some guys can get around stuff, but you have to have a look, or you got to be able to talk. And
Or Kamala.
you know,
I mean, now he doesn't have any legs, but back then, I mean, it sucks. I don't know. It's just amazing what those guys can do. I mean,
if you want it bad enough, you'll do it.
So, Mitch, did you ever wrestle back in high school or anything, or was this all you started later in life?
okay, there you are. Okay.
Oh, damn.
You know, because there's 4 of you, so I can only see 3 of you, but I can scroll over, bro. It's kind of racist because the black guys got it on the screen and everyone else is on the same. That's kind of messed up, guys. Come on.
For that,
Mr. Smith, how do you say your first name?
I'm Sharon. I'm Sharon.
Okay.
Yes.
Dude, okay. One more time?
I'm Sharon. Yeah. Sure. Like raise your hand for sure, and then Ron. That's fine.
Nice. So it's funny. You asked that question because when I did not like wrestling at all. I knew it was, guys fake fighting in their underwear when I was a kid. And I moved to a town called Quincy, California, and I met a young man named Darnell. And he basically introduced me to 3 things that I still love this day: basketball, rap, and WWF, right, at the time. And the reason he was so into it is because of The Rock. And he was like, did you see what The Rock said on SmackDown? And, and I had to start watching. So, and I saw The Rock and, Kurt Angle and Triple H and Chris Jericho and the Dudley Boys. And I mean, we go on and excuse me. And I just fell in love with wrestling, man. So, but also I was like just a kind of a troublemaker, like kid. Like I have a big mouth, in case you guys couldn't maybe tell. And so I was always acting out and getting kicked out of all the schools I ever went to, and so I never got to play really high school sports, maybe a little bit of basketball, but mainly I was just kicked out. But I knew, like in high school, I was like, I don't know why I'm in high school. Like, I know I'm just going to go to pro wrestling school. I'm going to be a pro wrestler. Like high school is just a waste of time. And so that was my high school life. I was just constantly making mistakes and sorry, I had to do it.
So you already thought about doing wrestling during high school already?
Since about the age of 14, it's fun. I know the exact moment is The Rock was the WWE champion and Brock Lesnar was coming up real big, and they started having a feud, a rivalry, and they had these workout videos, and it was just so badass. It was like the next big thing, Brock versus the big thing, Rock, and it was like, I just started working out, man. I was like, I think I can do this. Like, I'm 6 foot 220 and I'm 14. Like, I think I can do this thing.
Okay. Yeah, I used to wrestle in high school and stuff, so got 3rd place in division. So yeah, I know it's a trip. Trip. I mean, nice, you don't get all the gravitas walking around and talking shit, but you do get around and wrestle there. I actually wrestled a deaf guy. It was actually the crazy thing. I actually wrestled with a deaf guy. Deaf people are wrestlers. They can kick your ass.
He beat you, didn't he?
No, he didn't beat me. I actually got him. But it took that arm pin was just like, come on, man, move, man, come on.
I was gonna say, how do you tell a deaf guy that he won? It's like he counted.
You smack it.
Oh, you knows, dipshit.
No,
he doesn't.
But no, they got signals and everything. They like, and you just like.
Did they have like a signer on the side, like, this is what's going on?
Yeah, he's still the coach. Yeah, his coach tells him what to go. It's like, hey, I mean, you don't get the whole gist of what he's saying, but you see hand movements like that's a move. Watch out now, he got a move in his mind now. It's like, get him, stop.
When I was in high school, there was a guy that I remember in his weight class. He had all the for lack of just the non-normal wrestlers. Like there was a blind guy that he had to wrestle, and there was a girl that he had to wrestle in his weight class. And back in the 80s, that was a very unusual thing. And the shitty thing about this is both of them were fucking badasses.
Yeah.
Like the girl whooped his ass and the blind guy whooped his ass, and he wasn't a bad wrestler, but it's just like, God damn it, why do I keep getting these? But I don't know. You would think with a blind guy, just stay away from him, but I don't know if
just play Marco Polo the whole goddamn time.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta when you first start off, you gotta be hand locked.
Fish out of water.
Yeah.
The wrestling company that I was telling you guys about, PCW, we actually have a couple blind guys.
Really?
Yeah. One of my mentors, Rick Luxury, I believe he's legally blind. And he can wrestle. I mean, he can just barely see or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But he's legally blind and he wrestles and he's one of the best in Northern California.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a little segue away from wrestling and talk about comedy.
Woo!
Now, which do you prefer more, comedy or wrestling?
Well, they're very similar. The only difference is with wrestling, I have to worry about going out there and getting physically harmed. And with comedy, I just got to worry about being emotionally harmed. So it's hard to say. I mean, I miss wrestling because I haven't wrestled a show in 2.5 years. So I mean, there's nothing like pro wrestling because it's every genre of entertainment to me. Like it's dancing, it's music, it's acting, it's physical, it's mental, it's it's everything. So. But comedy's a lot of fun. I like it. I like just being on a microphone and making, eliciting an emotional response from people. So my mom's a singer of 40 years, guys. I just love performing in pretty much any way.
That's pretty cool. So do you do comedy as yourself and as I think his name's what? Adonis is what you normally, the douchebag like thing that you do when you go to such a class? Yeah, you.
No,
like wear the wig and the necklace. Like I don't know what his name is. I don't know what he goes by.
What?
Yeah, it's totally you.
Really? Necklace.
It's Adonis, bro.
Adonis, bro.
Oh, the Adonis, bro. No, so people think that's me, but that's my uncle.
Okay.
I know we look similar, but that's
okay.
No, that's my uncle. He's probably the funniest comedian. Yeah, he's probably the funniest comedian in Chico, though, for sure. He's great. It's crazy.
Wow. Hey, you guys, if you go to Chico, you'll be doing real well.
Goddamn, throwing heat.
We'll be superstars.
Only one way to find out.
Well, Becky's from Chico, so
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She ended up.
Phil, guy, I gotta say, there's some really talented Chico comedians. Phil from Chico's been doing it a long time. He's been all over, New York and all that, and he's really funny. He's really good. He's a big fan of the Adonis, bro. And there's a couple others. There's the Germ Leathers and the Don Ashbys, and they've been around, and they're funny guys. And I don't know. I love the Chico comedy scene.
Do you do comedy as yourself as well? I guess
yes.
I've never seen just Mitch perform. Maybe just once, but I've seen your uncle way more than you, if we're going to go with that storyline. But I'm just wondering, what do you all over him. Ew, no.
I fucking 100% believe that goddamn shit.
You know what? Touch of class, anything could happen. On a Sunday night when I've had some drinks, I don't know. Maybe that necklace just really gets me. Anyways.
Gets everybody.
No, it doesn't. I forgot what I was going to say. Fuck you. Yeah, I don't know. How long have you been doing comedy? Like 4 years, 2 years? What did you get into it?
You sound super excited to ask the question.
Well, because I never know what you're gonna say. You're unpredictable, man. You're unpredictable.
Nice. I'm just a mystery.
I knew that was coming.
God damn. God fucking damn it.
So I don't know about you guys, but I don't count the years because I count the times I got up on stage and did comedy. Really? So I'd say maybe 200 times. Something like that. Interesting.
I don't count the years either because I didn't even make it a fucking year. Oh, that's so sad because it's true.
That's not right. That's not right.
So 200 times. What got you into comedy exactly?
Dane Cook, Stephen Lynch, Amy Schumer. I'm a fan of her. Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle.
But no, like a lot of people want to get into comedy but never pursue it. Like what made you make that leap of like, fuck it, I'm going to do an open mic or I'm going on stage?
Well, it was August 2014. And I don't know. I just was finally like, you know what? Oh, here's what happened. Okay. So on my birthday in 2012, my birthday is December 17th, by the way. And I will give you guys my Venmo later. For your listeners, of course. And anyways, my birthday, I was invited out by a friend to go to the Maltese and watch some stand-up comedy. And Phil from Chico was one of the guys, and Mark Leathers was another guy. And I just remember I was hammered, just mug night, just drinking so much, and just I liked it. And then I went out again, and like a year later or something, and then I was like, I don't know, it's always in my head, but I was so consumed with wrestling that I didn't really have time, or at least I didn't think I had time. And so I don't know. I just finally said, you know what, man, I'm going up. And I wrote a little 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm going to go up, and I'm just going to do it. And I brought, I don't know, 6 or 7 friends. So, of course I did awesome, at least I thought. And true story, guys. My first, it was actually really wasn't that bad the first time. Like I did a song, you know what I mean? Like I did whatever. But the next time, the second time I did it at the Down Low, there was none of my friends were there. So I did the comedy, and then I did terrible. And then I literally went up to Mark Leathers, who was hosting it, and I was like about in tears. I was like, I'm gonna leave, but thank you, and you might never see me again. And I walked around the corner at Duffy's there, and I just cried, and I said, oh, and but then I came back, and then I left, and I came back, and then I left, and I just wasn't really consistent with it until really the last 6 months.
Okay.
What got you to be more consistent with it?
Probably his passion for comedy.
You know what? Fuck you, Danny.
Literally.
I'm just saying that's like a rhetorical question. Like, obviously. So, I mean, whatever. You answer your own question.
No, go for it.
No, you answered it. Go ahead.
I mean, Nick, because you didn't go to a lot of open mics or do comedy for a long time, you didn't stick with it. The more you go, the more, you're going to have good nights, you're going to have bad nights, but like the passion for it, I'm addicted. So like, whether I do good or bad, I'm still addicted to like going and improving and getting better and honing my craft. I'm sure that's the same for anyone who loves comedy and likes performing.
Mitch, would you agree?
Agree with Danny's answer for my question?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually would. Yeah, I think that was very well said. It's probably the only compliment I give you, Danny.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
You ever consider combining the comedy and wrestling like Poffo did with poetry?
Yeah, I love to write rap songs and poetry and stuff, man.
Guys, to do it in the ring.
Yeah, sure. I'll do everything. What do you got?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just picturing a character that goes up there, even as a heel, just telling shit, like just jokes, and then beating the shit out of someone. Or you like the puns, so I could totally see you doing that after someone's down.
Yeah, John Cena, when he first started, would come out as a bad guy and talk hellish smack.
And, nice catch.
Almost. And he would do funny jokes, and his raps were great, and that's what made John Cena. And then they just did what they did with him. But okay, so original question. I'm gonna go ahead and give credit to Dylan Collins, guys, because he's a good friend of mine, and he's definitely motivated me. And just because I've seen him so hungry, it was just nice to see somebody come into the scene. He's a young kid, 22. I think now he's 24. And still lives with his grandma, and his grandma is way cooler than he is.
Yeah.
And and just to see a young kid just that hungry, it reminded me of me, but in the wrestling, like how hungry I was when I was 22, like doing the wrestling, and dumb and drinks too much. And, I don't know. I think we kind of pushed each other because we were like the two guys that are like, let's do some shows. Let's go to SAC. Who's doing this? Who's doing that? Let's do YouTube content. Let's do podcasts. So it was nice to have somebody that was somewhat like-minded in the sense that they're hungry.
Okay. That makes sense.
By the way, I teed it up for you, Mitch, to where I was like, you could have just said you completely disagree with Danny. Like, you could have knocked that ball right out of the goddamn park. But no, you had to agree with her. So, whatever.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there was not any disagreements there. I will agree.
Oh,
you just sit around and think of fucking things that go with your name. You just sit around and like, all right, well, I'm going to put Mitch in this and put a little Mitch in that, and then just use it all day long.
No, I mean, sometimes I just got to scratch a Mitch,
Oh my God.
I love it.
Have you met Damien Harmony yet?
No.
Oh, you
I don't
need
think
to.
he has.
They have the Capital Punishment show. You should definitely get involved with that.
All those puns are just Mitch.
The Capital
I
what?
know. Capital Punishment show.
Punishment. The
Capital
emphasis
Punish
on-
Mitch?
Nice.
But
Well,
between
you
the
guys
wrestling
like
and
these
puns,
Mitch
you guys
puns a whole lot. What's that?
between the wrestling and the puns, you guys would get along great.
Yeah, you would.
Nice. Yeah, you guys like the Mitch jokes a lot more than the locals. Let me tell you, they've had it about up to here with them.
Well, I also like it because every time you say one, you should just look at Rob's face. He hates puns with a goddamn passion.
I'm married to a woman that tells puns all the fucking time. So
That's great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a
All right.
choice.
See,
All right,
you
well-
embarrass Mitch.
There you go.
Oh my.
Oh,
Holy
geez.
matrimony. That's a new one.
That's a
Yeah.
new one.
Write that one down.
Fucking
Thanks.
Rob's face is just, yeah.
Rob,
This
don't
is
have
a
a
bit
Mitch.
much.
Yeah, this is a bit Mitch, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a
Too
bit
Mitch.
Mitch. Yeah.
Too Mitch.
A little too Mitch.
Well, hey,
Trying to get my
let's
kid to do that shit.
Well, guys, like I try to explain to everybody, I mean, once you go Mitch, you never make the switch.
Nice.
That sounds like too much of a commitment for me. I'm never going to try that.
Yeah, me too.
Was it a commit, Mitch?
Mitch.
Oh, God. Good Lord. Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's. All right. So before we get into the question and answer part, first of all, plug your stuff, plug your Venmo, your social, anything you got coming up.
Just add me on Facebook, guys. I have room for about 4,000 more friends, and my name on Facebook is Mitch Valentine, and I mean, trust me, you'll see what's going on.
He's also followed by John Cena, although I didn't see it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, fuck you guys. That was a great reference to John Cena.
I know.
Oh, I hate you guys. That was a Mitch drop if I ever heard one.
A Mitch drop.
God.
That's gonna be a signature move. A Mitch drop.
You guys know what my finisher is actually the Mitch Please, but I also throw the Mitch Blade. It's a kick.
Oh.
What's the Mitch please? Is it a bitch slap or something? What is it?
I never had a Mitch Slap finisher. Everyone wanted me to name something the Mitch Slap, but I was the Mitch Please, which is basically, it's like a rock bottom, but I sit out with it.
Oh, okay.
And then the Mitch Blade is like a spinning roundhouse where I just take your head off. You cut your head off with the Mitch Blade,
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes.
All right, Danny.
You can find me at RadChickForever on Snapchat, Facebook, Venmo, Cash App. I have a couple of Zoom shows coming up, and I am on Jake Risley's podcast that will air on Tuesday. You can find it on YouTube.
Jake with Friends?
Yep. Jake has
Nice.
friends.
Yeah, nice. Good for
Yes.
you. Sharon.
You can catch me on I Am Big Poetry Podcast. That is I Am Big Poetry Podcast. We have our latest episode already, and we're going to have another one, part 2, tomorrow, Thursday.
All right, Rob.
I get my side project, Stand Up Dad's Podcast. I do that with my buddy Mike. We talk about parenting stuff. New episodes come out every Sunday. Get it wherever you get your podcasts.
And then just follow me on Twitter at the Big Nick J. All right. So before we get into our very special and popular Inside the Comic Studio.
Brilliance.
Yes. Mitch, you have to be the judge for something.
Okay, so I will be creating a judge Mitch of some sorts.
Yes. So we have something called a Deadpool. It is not fruitful at all. Everyone's still alive.
We've chosen 80 people. Not a single person has died.
Yeah.
It's January.
So
Oh, I don't know if I want to be involved in this, guys. We're predicting who's gonna die.
Well, it all started with Nick.
Jeez, that's terrible.
well, I mean,
Terrible people.
we ultimately don't want them to die, but if they do die, we will capitalize on it.
You guys, let's read some Bible verses. Come on.
Rob
Got
knows
one
a couple.
Sure. Sure.
So
Yeah.
what were you gonna say, Danny?
I was gonna say just ask him his questions and then we can do it without him. If he doesn't want to be a part of it. If he doesn't want to be a part of it, like I don't want to subject him to like, predicting people's deaths if he doesn't want to participate.
Yeah, set this
Okay.
up, don't you?
So I'm in quite the predicament here.
Yes, you are.
All right, so we'll just do the Inside the Comic Studio, and then we will say our picks for the Deadpool.
You got to take a Mitch or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's like a 4.
That was a bad one.
It's still stuck.
All right.
You
So
gotta say like, I'm gonna take a Dylan and wipe my Collins. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Oh my God.
He's
All right,
gonna
so-
love this podcast.
So have you listened to our podcast before?
I listened to Dylan's episode, and I honestly listened to a little bit of Jake Risley's episode.
Just a little bit. Couldn't make it through, huh?
I couldn't. I was. Have you guys had Ellis Rodriguez on?
No, not yet.
No.
Okay.
Why would you not be able to make it through that either?
No, that's my favorite comedian, dude. I mean, if you guys had him on your podcast, I would have listened to it because, like, to me, that is the best comedian in Northern California that I've seen.
Really?
Oh, without a question.
that answers number 4.
I was about to say, well, that all right. Without further ado, inside the comic studio, we ask all comics the same 5 questions. So, first question is first joke that landed well.
Still waiting on it. I'm just kidding. Okay. Well, okay. Jeez. Well, like it landed well. Okay, so it had a good reaction. Okay, so it's actually, I would say it's the joke about Alfred Hitchcock.
No.
Tell us the joke.
Sure. Yeah, just go to youtube.com/Mitch
Oh my
Valentine. And the whole set is up there. It's from the Blue Room from November. I'll take it as the joke if you want.
Okay.
Let's see. What is the joke? See, I'm trying not to cuss. I can't tell it because I'm trying not to cuss. I guess I'm going to have to
Okay.
cuss, huh? I'm going to beep it out. All right, here we go. You guys ready?
Well, if you're quoting someone, technically you're not cussing,
Quoting himself. Cousin.
but it's a quote. So, I mean, you can say
Of
whatever
himself.
you want.
All right, how about I'll just keep it simple because this one does get a good reaction and it's for all ages here. Even though this podcast is clearly for not all ages, but that's all good. You could probably tell by the name. By the way, you guys do a great job.
Thank you. I don't hear that enough, especially from my co-hosts.
Yeah, you're the best.
All right, what's the joke?
Wow.
So, okay, how about I got a real female human companion, and she's great. She builds up my credit, but she tears down my self-esteem.
As any strong woman should, right, Danny?
Yeah,
That was believable.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Second question, favorite thing about the local comedy scene?
The Adonis Bro. Facebook.com/The Adonis Bro. You can see videos, clips. The guy is, in my opinion, and his opinion, the best comedian in Chico. He's awesome.
All right. Your least favorite or something you would like to see changed in the local scene?
I'd like to see more money being made by everybody. I'd like to see bigger venues. I'd like to see bigger crowds. I'd like to see more clean comedy too.
Huh. All right. You already answered number 4, which is your favorite local comedian. So number 5, advice to new comedians.
Believe in yourself. Don't take what anybody tells you to heart. Listen to them. Take their feedback. Write down their feedback. But don't just take one person's advice. Take as many people's advice as you can. Go to as many different places as you can. Do your, write a 5-minute set and take that thing and revise it and revise it and revise it and just build to 10, build to 15. Like just keep, a Chico legend named Kyle Bowen, before he passed away, he said to me, if you want to make it in comedy, then comedy has to be number 1. Like everything else in your life has to revolve around what your goal is, right? Which is, if it's comedy, then comedy's got to be at the top of the list. So
100%.
yeah.
All right. Well, Mitch, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. We will leave you to the rest of your day as we pick people that we hope will die.
Well, you guys enjoy it. Thank you very much for having me on. You guys are wonderful people. I wish you the best of luck in everything you guys do. And of course, you guys know that you might have 99 problems, but a Mitch ain't one.
Fuck. Later, buddy.
Bye.
Take care, man.
All righty. Now,
Okay.
everybody got their 5 people?
Yes.
Well, hopefully you picked more than that, just in case we get.
Oh,
overflow.
no one's going to be picking mine. I can guarantee it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh shit, he was supposed to say who goes first.
You can go first.
do
You
what?
do all the hard work, Nick. Why don't you go first?
Yeah.
Oh, thank
We
you.
appreciate you.
And while you say that, I'm going to check to make sure they're not picked.
Well, I checked mine and they're not picked. I checked mine up against the Deadpool thing. So
Yeah,
Who's
I'm
your
gonna
first
need
one?
some fact checkers here. I don't know.
okay. All right. So what we'll do is just do one each and go around and around until we're done.
Yeah.
So in honor of Pride Month, my first pick is Jane Lynch.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Why?
Because it's Pride Month.
Wow.
I want to acknowledge our LGBTQIA people.
Do you have anything against her?
No, I
Okay.
actually really like her. I like her in
Okay.
Christopher Guest movies, but it just made me, I was like, oh, Jane Lynch. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Who's next?
Let's go, Sharon.
My pick, my first group pick, Green Day.
Fuck you! Oh my god, I hate you. That was my group.
How many people are in that group?
3.
Three.
Okay, so with the new rule, since you got Green Day, if one of them dies, you only get 1/3 of the points you would have gotten.
Understandable.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Next.
All right. Danny.
I'm gonna go with Morgan Freeman.
Wow.
Let me make sure he's not on the list. Hang on.
I was going to say, I think someone picked him. I think. I don't know. I could be mistaken.
I didn't think anyone had picked him.
Good.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Danny has Morgan Freeman.
is
I hate to do it, but
Yeah. What do you have against him?
Uh,
Since I got grilled for mine. Fuck you guys. Morgan Freeman's a
because
national
he's
treasure.
old.
So is Jane.
My pick. She's not that old. My pick is Shannon Doherty.
oh,
Is it her time?
I will say right now, that is the best pick because I would love it if she passed
You
away.
would
She's
fuck the
she's
shit out of Shannon Doherty.
she's a
wouldn't you?
cunt.
I
She-
like her.
She just got her cancer back, so
Oh,
Oh damn, that's a fucking
wow.
that's great, dude.
Mic drop.
That's great.
Mic
That's
drop.
fucking awesome.
why are you so happy? You're such a prick. I'm
like,
glad Mitch isn't here watching this shit.
just your explanation, like, well, it came back. I was like, oh, god damn. It's fucking
Okay, what's your
great.
number 2 pick, Nick?
Number 2, I was hoping Mitch would be on for this, but since he's not, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Ooh.
Especially because he had a stroke a long time ago. So it's only a matter of time.
Hey, Sharon.
Well, I'm gonna get the opposite Hart. Kevin Hart.
Damn.
Oh,
Oh,
comic?
damn.
I would
Yeah.
say if they didn't get him the
Well-
first time, it's not. He might not.
Well, you know, he's a little reckless with some of the things he got himself into. So I don't know. I mean, Paul Walker's reckless, but see, he got him. So
Ooh.
Danny.
Shit.
Can we go with YouTubers as well? They're not really celebrities, but they kind of are.
They
Well,
are
let's-
celebrities.
Depends.
Yeah, we'll be the judge of that. Who's the
'Cause
YouTuber?
technically, Nick and I are YouTubers because we have accounts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with James Charles for Pride Month.
Who the fuck
Who's
is
James
that?
James Charles.
He's okay. Never mind.
I was gonna say if you went like
go.
Logan Paul, I could be like, okay.
No, sorry. I don't want him to die. I like him.
But no, we can. I mean, we can do that though. How many YouTube views are we talking?
I'm looking.
Millions?
Yeah, he has millions and billions. James Charles. He's the first boy cover girl.
He's
okay.
21 years old.
Yeah, but he's stupid and he's gonna die soon.
Nice. All right. Well, I vote she gets it. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I'm going to go with Nick Cordero.
Oh.
Who's that?
He's the actor that came down with COVID and is currently in a coma.
Oh wow.
You're a dick.
You are picking
did
some
research.
safe bets right here, buddy.
And he's
Wow.
young.
Aw. You guys looking at all that.
All right.
All right. This is
Nicholas.
a random one off, but Bobby Orr.
Why is that? Why
He's a famous hockey player. He's like 70
That's
years
right.
old.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, he played for, I believe, the Red Wings. No, Bruins.
Okay. Sharon.
I'm going with Kevin Durant. Even though he hasn't been playing for a while, I see him and he's been teetering.
He's teacher. Okay.
Danny.
Melissa Etheridge.
Oh, all right.
Now I got "Come to My Window" in my head.
Come to my window.
Okay.
That song.
My
I
third
love
pick
her.
will be Rush Limbaugh. I don't think he's on any of the lists.
Is he alive?
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Oh.
Still alive
Hey,
and still being
is that
asshole.
other guy alive? That old guy that used to wear the suspenders? Larry
King?
Did he
I believe
die?
is.
No,
I think
he's
Oh,
alive.
he's alive.
Oh, okay.
But
He's
he-
also like 105.
no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick him. I just wondered if he's still alive.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Nick.
Just because the lead singer's going off the fucking haywire, my group is trapped.
I've never heard of him.
Spell it.
TRAPT.
Yep.
That's what I thought. How many people in that group?
I think it's 4.
Okay. And again,
I mean,
if
yeah.
one
Let
of
me
yeah.
check.
If one of them dies, you only get a quarter of the points.
Because yeah, the lead singer. I don't know if you guys saw this. He is going fucking haywire on Facebook and Twitter.
Why don't you just pick him?
No, the whole group is better. His odds are better.
Yeah, there's
All right.
4.
Okay. Sharon.
Okay. I got 2. I'm trying to think of which one is better. I got
You said 2 picks.
2. Well, trying to figure out if it's the rock jock or the wrestler.
Wrestlers die.
Wrestlers do die. Is Coco Beware still alive? I think I saw him.
That's a good question. Let me see. The guy with the parrot?
Yep.
Let's see. He is 62 years old, still alive.
Okay. I'll
So is
put
that
him
your
in.
pick?
That's my pick.
Okay.
My turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul McCartney.
Ooh, my least favorite Beatle.
He's the only one left.
No,
Actually,
so
I loved
Ringo.
him with the Beatles, but I hate him outside of the Beatles.
You don't
Oh,
like the
Ringo's
Wings?
Ringo's still
I
alive.
hate Wings.
Yeah, Ringo's
still
alive.
Yeah.
All right, well then
Why
I'm
don't
gonna
you
go
like
with the Beatles. Then
Well, no,
No.
you can't because there's already 2 people dead from
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna go with Ringo or because they're not together anymore.
Well, I mean, it's kind of.
It would be
All
like
right,
if you picked Queen. Freddie Mercury is already dead, so technically Queen, the original Queen, is no longer
All
in
right, fine.
existence.
No,
Paul,
they're still-
Paul
they're still
McCartney.
functioning.
Paul
They're
still
McCartney.
functioning.
Okay, this isn't my pick, but fucking, what's the guitar?
The one that
Brian
just had a
May.
heart attack?
Yeah, Brian May just had a heart attack.
Mm.
All right, that's a good one.
So, it's on me.
I think you just picked Brian May, didn't you?
No, I said
Oh.
I'm not going to pick it. Probably should. They have better medical care in England. I'm going to go with Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, that's a good one.
You're telling me nobody picked him last time? That's insane.
Well, he wasn't walking around in a walker and stuff when we made our first pick.
I think that's fake.
I know it's fake, but
I think it's
apparently
fake.
he's got COVID and all that bullshit. So fucking
Good. Good for him. That
yeah,
weird.
That's one of those where I'll feel good if he does die. So okay,
All right,
Nick, on you.
Fuck.
Last pick. Make it a good one.
I know, and I'm torn between 2 because one would get me more points, but the other one's more of a sure shot.
A sure shot death.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think there's any
Because he's
sure
older.
shots.
I don't think we have a good selection.
How about this?
process
I will leave this to you guys to pick for me.
Mhm.
We'll make this interesting. It is between Pat Riley, the LA Laker coach,
Yeah.
or Woody Allen.
Well,
Woody Allen's gonna live. I think he lives off.
Aren't they both, like, 80?
young girls?
No, Pat Riley I think is 60 something.
oh.
I didn't know you were that young.
Yeah, but that would be a one-off.
Woody Allen is like 85.
So, all right, I'll let you
Okay.
guys pick. Pick which one.
You make your own choices.
I think Pat Riley would give you more points if you wanted it, but
Yeah, I don't think
But-
Woody Allen's gonna die. He hangs out with those young girls.
All right, I got 2 for Pat Riley, so put me down for Pat Riley.
Sharon.
I thought he was going to get it, but never know. I say Vice President Pence.
Okay.
Wow.
As we get shut down.
Yeah. By the way, that was not a death threat. I want everybody listening to realize that. We just hope he dies. We are not going to kill him.
Exactly.
If he dies of AIDS, that would be even better.
Wow.
Too long, too slow.
Too slow.
It is too slow.
No, because last I
Although
checked,
it'd be more fitting.
prayer doesn't work on AIDS.
Just money.
Work on
Just
shit.
money.
All right, Danny.
Danny.
My last pick is going to be Anthony Hopkins.
Oh.
Wow.
All right, that's a pretty good one. He's looking
He
frail.
just had a stroke.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
make sure we don't have
And
him.
I like him. I like him a lot, but if he dies, I get some points.
I just kicked dirt on his grave.
Did anyone have him?
Nope.
No.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
gonna say, I don't think so. All right, Rob.
So okay, I'm torn between these two. I'm going with my all asshole lineup. Right now, it's up between 2 people: Bill Cosby or Donald Trump.
Oh, we already got Bill Cosby.
Does someone have Bill Cosby?
I thought Sharon got him last time.
Let me see. I'm not seeing it. Hang on. Let me make sure.
How did no one get Bill Cosby? I'm going to be mad if he's not on the list already. So I would have gone with that shit, man.
He's not on here.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Wow.
shit! No way. Oh.
But I'd be much happier watching Donald Trump die.
You're in the
Again, that is not a death threat. We are just picking some.
We do not endorse anyone
Oh.
planning on
It's like saying I prefer
assassinating.
vanilla over chocolate. I would just prefer to see Trump die over anyone on my list.
We do not condone violence on Gag On This
No,
podcast.
none. I just,
I don't have the energy for it.
Trump
That'll
and
be-
Pence were found dead, choking on each other's cocks in a
Ooh,
in a bunker.
Cougar-
Life 69 in the bunker.
Wow.
That, by the way, that's going to be our defense. If this ever gets pulled up, I'm just going to be like, well, I mean, Danny did clarify we do not have the energy for this.
No, you go to bed at 8:30. If we got to move a body, it's got to be at night. Like, it's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
I actually have been going to bed pretty late.
But you've been staying at home all day. It's not like you're going out.
Shut up. I went out yesterday.
Where did you go? Did you go to Costco? Where'd you go?
I went to Bel Air and then I went to Walgreens.
That was your big day out.
Woohoo! Partay.
Yeah, well, shut up.
Come,
Did you see
What?
that they want people to wear masks during sex now?
No,
yeah,
really?
they actually have porn for it. They actually have COVID porn.
they've had that for a while, though.
No,
Yeah,
but I
That's-
mean, they're actually recommending that if you have sex with someone, that you should be wearing a mask.
How are you supposed to make out with them?
You're not.
Yes, you don't.
Are you going to wear a condom still?
Hang on,
Like,
I'm
what's
done
the-
eating your ass. Let me put this mask
Yeah,
on.
yeah, that's like sucking a dick with a condom on it.
I
No
knew
one-
tons
no
of
one
women
do
that did
that.
that.
Yes, they do that.
They're called prostitutes.
Very well.
Why?
Why? So they
Why?
don't want to get whatever they got.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
but
love
for-
the
Catcher.
maybe they
Little
love the
catcher.
taste of latex and spermicide.
They have flavored condoms.
There is
Gross.
flavor.
Gross.
There is flavor.
The flavor
I'm
doesn't
gonna go
taste good.
It
Doesn't taste good.
No.
How do you know this?
All right. Full disclosure. I had a dick in my mouth. No, when I
Now we
worked
got Gavin in this.
when I worked for a treatment center here, they had the adolescent substance abuse treatment. And we had this organization come through and talk about safe sex, and they would give out free condoms.
Mm.
One of them was flavored. And I was bored, and I was like, all right, I'm curious what this would taste like. So I unwrapped it, and I licked it.
Okay.
And no.
No.
Right.
Give me flesh any day of the week.
After a 5-mile hike, that's when Rob likes it.
All right.
Oh,
Well, this
man.
has been great. Danny, are you going to reach out to Tina?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Ballsy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Deadpool is brought to you by Ballsy Brand Ball Wash. Gag 15 saves you 15% on your entire order.
Great product.
It is.
You
I
don't
think
need
it-
flavored condoms if you have ballsy on your balls.
Your guys' balls smell amazing. I'm so glad you used this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or a diss.
I mean, it's a lie, but it's
Basic.
okay.
Why? Because you said our balls smell and taste good?
I've talked to your ladies. I've talked to your lady friends. They've confirmed that your balls are amazing now that you guys are washing with this.
Yeah.
So,
Seriously, it's like now with like the quarantine and all this shit, you don't necessarily shower every day, but it's definitely not as funky after a day or two.
Oh.
And after that, you got to take care of business. But
Are you guys showering every day with this quarantine and all?
Oh, yes.
yeah, pretty
Okay.
like every other day. But I go to the water. Like if I'm at the river, then I go home and shower.
Okay.
So yeah.
I hot tub.
Ugh.
No, that's so gross,
hot.
dude.
It's too hot for hot tub.
We hot tub at night.
That's
still
still
too hot.
It's gonna be 103 today.
Like
It
I
isn't
said,
already.
at night.
Was it cool down to a cool 70
It's
degrees?
70, 60, you know.
Just put the
Okay.
sprinkler in the front yard. I'll run through it.
Not our front yard. We got
No.
squirrels. We got
You
squirrels.
got squirrels? Oh. I
You
don't
got
wrong
to
with
start
that?
feeding them.
No.
We do have a feeder out there.
You're not supposed to feed wildlife, you guys.
Why?
I don't know. That's just what someone told me. Someone told me that.
I think you're not
Oh.
supposed to feed the big ones like bears.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, we have a
Yeah.
bear. We have a bear here named T-shirt.
What?
What?
We have a
T-shirt
bear.
bear. How do you get
here.
that name?
Oh.
I don't. I think it's just, it has like a white, belly or something. But yeah,
A real bear?
a real bear.
Not a
Oh
big
my-
hairy gay guy
Not a
named T-shirt.
We wish.
Wait, it's a real. I thought it was a gay bear. Like
No,
it's
he's
a real
like a bear
There's
bear.
a real bear
How
named
do you know if a
T-shirt.
bear is gay?
Oh, that's right. You live out in the sticks. I don't know why I keep thinking you live like downtown Sacramento. That's why I'm like, you have a bear in downtown?
Keep telling
His
you.
name's David.
Actually, I know a bear named Matt, so yeah. So
Oh, well, do you guys like watch the bear? Does he come in your front yard? Like, what do you guys do? How do you?
no, he's out wandering. He got caught up one time in a garbage, one of the garbage cans. The cops had to go get him out. So it's like, oh, hey,
It's a bear. He
T-shirt
comes
guy.
wherever he wants.
He's like,
Right. I just remember Uncle Buck, like the fucking bear that breaks in there and then they shoot him. Yeah. You don't remember that movie?
No,
Oh,
that
you
wasn't.
thought- that's
That
Uncle
was
Buck?
The
What
Great
was that
Outdoors,
movie?
The
right?
Great
Oh.
Outdoors.
I like that movie then.
Yeah, Uncle Buck
What
is
is
great
it?
though.
What
Shot
is
him in
Uncle
the
Buck?
ball
Buck
head.
is great.
Uncle
Still
Buck
trying
is
to Sandy.
Uncle Buck is the one where he has to go take care of Macaulay Culkin
Yeah.
and his brother's kids because the sister-in-law's husband had a heart attack.
All right, I think I'm gonna
And the
make my
girl's
kids
gonna
watch
get
that
date
today.
raped, and he whips on him with a golf club, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
Bug.
Yeah.
Bug.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I miss John Candy. I like him.
And I thought you were gonna say I thought Bug was hot.
No,
I'm sure she did. Come on.
It's like
You were-
Thor
you
from
were
Great Outdoors.
fawning all over Adonis over there
no, I wasn't. No,
as
I
you
wasn't.
bite your lip.
I
You're
wasn't.
like, mm.
Right, that hot '90s like lip bite. Urgh. No, no. I mean, he's whatever. He's just like every other male comic in the world.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice and friendly and polite. Didn't even say a cuss word during our whole podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't understand that.
Maybe he found Jesus. I don't know. Maybe he thought his mom was going to listen to it. I'm not sure.
I'd rather hear people talk shit about my mom than puns.
Ouch.
But
Me too, actually. Me too.
Ouch.
you'd rather hear people talk shit about my mom?
Yeah, about your mom.
Yeah.
I don't like her much. Her and I had a disagreement about you. I'm just kidding. All right, I gotta go. I'm going to the lake. I'm going to the river.
Fun.
All right. Well,
Go to
thanks, guys.
water.
This has
I'll
been
update
awesome.
The list, and I'll post it up somewhere. And
And hopefully someone does.
wow.
Fingers crossed.
Right?